Welcome to another episode of Pete's Pony Club. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, are the best people on the planet, Anonymous Alex and Jenna. How are y'all doing? I guess better now. Everybody just started dancing as soon as I said that one.
Yeah, dancing and singing quietly to Pete's Pony Club. Pete's Pony Club.
Yep.
So we got to read the other half of half is generous. We got to read the last quarter of Ambition.
30%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fix that either. We're gonna read what we read based on what I already. It's fine.
I liked it.
So everybody's, I guess, not mad at me anymore for picking a really terrible spot to stop reading because now we've read the whole book.
The most unmad I could possibly be, I think.
Good.
I'm going to hold a grudge.
Oh.
I'm going to put my contempt token on the board. To Tim.
Nice. Contempt.
2025 will be a quiet year. I'm going to tell you what happened in the last portion of Ambition. Pete shows up literally in the middle of a hurricane to take Jules and Lacey back to his place. Becky is there, but it's okay. They aren't doing it or anything. Jules' farm is destroyed, so she's going to take her horses to stay with Pete for a while. They do end up doing it, and it's pretty okay. Until Pete tries to... Not that part. I mean, living with him is pretty okay. Until Pete tries to help her train horses. Unacceptable. Anywho... There's going to be a lot of eventing events. I'm sorry, there isn't going to be a lot of eventing events in Florida because, hurricane. One place is, so we're saved. Yay. Everybody packs up and goes to this event. Mickey is being unruly. And Pete's all like, maybe I'll just beat him. And everybody sees this and is like, oh, shit. Jules and Pete are now fighting. Not because he beat the horse, because he didn't ask to beat the horse. Mickey's owners show up and are like, hey, that old cowboy trick you used was cool, which means that Pete really wasn't beating the horse, I guess, since everybody, I don't know. I'm going to defer to the experts on this one. They're going to tell me how I'm supposed to feel about this. Anyway, on to the next event, or on to the event. Pete eats it on the cross-country run, and Jules picks going with him to the hospital over competing. So, growth. And there they make up in the hospital. And then you get some more about the next event, but they live happily ever until book 2.
I thought you said gross instead of growth.
No, I mean, I don't know. They are trying to be in the Olympics, or else Pete loses the farm. So maybe she should have stayed. Maybe.
Well,
but
the thing is that he has to. Yeah, he's got to make it, not her. She just wants to make it.
That's a good point.
Like, she already lost her farm. Fuck it.
That'd be cool though if Pete hires her after she makes it to the Olympic team. By the way, for everybody listening, it's not Pete's farm, it's Pete's grandmother's farm, and she hates horses and she wanted to sell it, but eventing grandfather was like, no, don't sell it. Pete has to have a chance to make it to the Olympic team. And if he does, I guess he gets the farm, or maybe he just gets the right to buy the farm. I don't know.
I feel like he should get the farm. Like, if I was doing it, he should be handed the farm. And if he doesn't make it, then Grandmama sells the farm.
Yeah.
And he gets sent to a farm upstate.
I was about to say, if he bought the farm, then he died.
Grandpa bought the farm. Grandpa bought the farm.
He double bought the farm. Anyway, I really like this book.
Wasn't Briar Hill
is the name of everything. That's what I've just decided, that there's a Briar Hill in every book series that we read.
Wasn't this the same author?
Though.
This was the same. I thought it was. I thought she did the series.
Oh, Briar Hill. Yes.
Yeah.
She did. She wrote the series Briar Hill.
Yeah.
But I think there's a Briar Hill in several other book series that we have come across.
Ashley's mom's farm?
No, that was Greenbrier.
Greenbrier.
Right,
the same fucking thing.
But I feel like in the show.
Hill.
Yeah, it wasn't Greenbrier in the show.
No, I think it was Briar Hill in the show.
Oh, it may have been. It was something different other than Greenbrier.
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, you should Google it.
This is the only time you get to Google during the show.
Googling stuff with Casey and Alex.
I love it.
Oh, no, I have to be Casey, but she's so cool and aloof. I can't. It's too
it
much
was
pressure.
Briar Ridge in the show. And
So
then
not
Greenbrier
Briar.
in the book. Okay, but listen, we were in the freaking ballpark.
Briar god dang something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always hey dude for a camp. Like a dude ranch camp. I don't know what I'm saying. For a dude ranch.
A dude camp.
A dude camp.
A camp of dudes.
That's what you call a group of them. More than one dudes is camp of dude. Dude's not a gendered word anymore, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not really.
Right? Because I use dude like regularly for like anybody.
I don't even think it's like human specific anymore.
That's true too. Because I tell my dogs, what the fuck, dude, all the time.
Yeah.
This is fair. Okay,
Yeah.
I feel better
And
about
stop
that
stepping on my face, dude. That's what I say to the cat.
now. Yeah.
Does it work?
No.
No.
She
I didn't
owns
think
the
it would.
house. Her name is
no.
on the deed.
No creature more disinterested in anything I have to say. Unless I have a can of tuna.
Yeah. And then the most interested in what you have to say.
And then the most
as long as what
interested.
what you have to say is, come here and let me give you tuna.
I live that
That's why I have that look
lifestyle.
of, what are you going to do with that tuna? When, you know what I'm saying? When you're just standing there with tuna, they're like, what are you going to do with that?
I'm just saying that you didn't open up a chocolate orange in front of me at your house because it would have been a very similar experience.
No, we did the safe thing and sent it directly to your home where we were not, so that we did not lose fingers.
Yeah, I've seen Alex go goblin before,
Yeah.
so I'm.
Yeah, my extremities stayed intact this time.
This time.
No, but I really can't
might be
wait to
more.
see what's going to happen in this book series, and I want to know, like, how much is this forged signature going to bother her?
Oh my God,
Like,
it's
is
coming
this
back.
going to cause her?
It's coming back
it's got
so
to,
hard.
right? It's got to.
Gotta. But also, can I talk about the part that Tim and I started texting about?
Please.
Yeah, wait, is this your favorite part of the book?
It might be my favorite part of the book. I'm pretty sure I told you it was my favorite part of the book.
Yep,
It's
yep,
up
yep.
there for sure. It was the part of the book where
Hold on,
Jules
hold on.
got wasted. Yeah.
Yeah, you've told at least 4 other people in front of me, as well as me, that this was your favorite part of the book. Like,
But
this is.
I wasn't going to say that I've been screaming about it from the rooftop. I was just going to say I texted Tim about it, who knew what I was talking about. Yeah, I have told others. But specifically, Jules gets wasted and then decides to go over and confront Pete and then does so. But then Lacey busts in right as they're at, like, you know, the sort of pinnacle of their conversation, like about to kiss, and is like, you're drunk, you can't be here, you're gonna make an ass of yourself, drags her back to their place on the other side of the farm, which then Jules just sneaks out in the night and goes and gets laid. And that's like closed chapter. And I'm like, this is the greatest book of all time.
That was like also the most realistic chapter of any book I think I've ever read, including like biographies, autobiographies. Don't care. It's like, yeah, this really happened.
Drunk Jules was so much fun for me when she threatened to eat Lacey's brains because she decided she was a zombie. My favorite. I also really liked Becky. There was one moment
Damn it.
when I liked Becky. One moment. And it was when it was that morning that they were feeding the horses. And they were like, early morning start times can suck it. And for whatever reason, I'm like, I identify with you so much right now. You get me, Becky.
Yep.
You get me.
She was just so hateable, and then she was just so likable.
But you know what? She would even be hateable while being likable. like she's basically explaining to Jules everything that she's doing wrong, like being good best friend, but she's being such an asshole about it. And she's like,
Who
yeah,
fucking
this
asked
is
you,
why,
bro?
yeah, you can't ever take help even when people are helping you and it's better. And that's why I gave up on you. And I was like, Jesus, this is not productive. Good Lord.
Okay, but Becky also went through a realization too of like, hey, I thought you were really shitty, and then I went to go work for Pete, and I realized that the job just fucking sucks.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's
That's
on
true.
me. Like, you're
Yeah.
still kind of shitty, but it wasn't all you.
You know what I didn't? What frustrated me was when Pete said what Becky said, though, right? Because Becky was like, "Jules, you're an asshole, and I'm leaving." And then she goes up to Pete and was like, "Hey, so I messed up with my last trainer, and now I need another chance." And then Pete tells Jules that, and I'm like, "Why don't you just say that, Becky?
Yeah, Becky.
Why do you have to
damn.
continue to be an asshole? Why don't you just be honest with Jules?"
Like,
About your feelings.
this book
Pride.
wasn't even the book named Pride. Yeah, exactly. That's the next book. Fuck's sake.
Oh no!
I like
the
how
next book's gonna be a
that was
ride.
laid out. This fit the ambition theme so well, but that was completely laid out. Is there anything that you won't do, Jules? I probably won't kill a man. She just said probably. Yeah.
Probably. It's a big probably.
Yeah.
This is going to make such a good TV show. Like, I really do think so. I think it's like Amazon's attempt at a Heartland series, but I think it's going to be better than Heartland was. That's my take on it. Not that I haven't liked Heartland, like the TV series, but it's like, I don't know.
I'm like, don't
This might
stomp
actually
on
be-
my heart, but also, it's not good. But also,
Yeah, that's what
shut up. But also,
we can have plenty of conversations about all the movies that I love that I can objectively tell you are just not great
yeah.
because there's a bunch of them.
Heartland almost falls into like the Hallmark Channel Christmas movies
yeah.
for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with a little more money and a little more time, you could have made something a lot better, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like also not running for 18 seasons
Yeah.
probably would have been smart.
Right.
But like,
stick to
I've
your
only
source
watched
material at
one.
least like a little bit.
I've only watched one of those seasons, so
right, and like the first like literally like 8 or 9 seasons, like it's good for a long time, and like good is in like Hallmark Channel kind
Yeah.
of movie good, maybe slightly elevated, and then you get into like the teens, and you're like, I think we've lost the plot entirely. Like I'm still watching, but I don't think anyone knows what's going on anymore.
Do you guys want to hear another Heartland thought that popped into my head?
Yeah,
Like it's
desperately.
it's a connection between these two series. In the first book, a big storm takes out Marion. Which one am I talking about?
Wow. How did I not put that together? I was sitting there thinking big storm, and I'm like, haha, it's the horse girl story, right? There must be a big storm. We must have loss after a big storm. I didn't think about the Marion connection there.
It's gotta be like a nod to Heartland, right?
Yeah, they named an entire place in Florida.
It's a real place in Florida.
I'm sure it's a real place in
It
Florida,
is.
but like she didn't have to pick that one. That has to be a nod to Heartland.
It just so happens that Ocala is in Marion County.
Yeah, but like again, they didn't have to. They didn't have to. What if Marion was picked because of Ocala? Like what if
Ooh.
No, hold on. That might actually be something.
Yeah.
I'm going to live in this world now.
Yeah. Yeah, her name is Marion because of Ocala. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
One day we're going to go there and we're going to stay at the big fancy hotel.
Can we please? Like, I know it'll take saving up for a few years to afford a single night.
Very long time.
Can we please? I just want to do it once.
Yeah. 10 years of doing this podcast.
We'll finally have enough funds to pay for
I was just
one
saying
night.
we'll splurge for ourselves.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even mean that the podcast was going to pay for it. No.
I was like, I love having lofty ambitions. I love that we're stating that.
Is it bad that you asked that question? And my first thought is, sure, as long as it's close to the escape rooms that we need to do in Florida.
No, that's not bad at all.
Like,
no.
Yeah, that was like my first thought. Yeah, I don't care. You can do whatever you want as long as it's within driving distance of these escape rooms.
I mean, that's fair, but also it will have enough chandeliers to keep Shannon happy.
That's true.
Like, it's
yeah.
That's a
win-win.
That's a large number.
It is a large number of chandeliers.
Man, we went to New Orleans and Baton Rouge to do escape rooms, but we went with Shannon. And the first night, me and Jenna stayed in a hotel that we stay at. And
I was there too.
yeah, but Shannon picked that hotel that we went and we stayed at after I missed my flight because I don't understand time zones. And I just remember walking into that hotel being like, I don't think I should be in this hotel. I think
the same.
I think they're going to ask me to leave momentarily because there are too many chandeliers in this place.
What does it mean about a person if they have never walked into a place and thought, I don't think I should be here?
I think that everywhere I go. What does it say about me that I think that so much?
Why do you think that so much?
I don't know. It's like the first thing I do is think of reasons why people would not want me to be wherever I'm at. And I usually have a pretty solid list. Like it's never zero.
This is the same thing that's kept me from using my friends' bathrooms for years on end.
Okay, well, now hold on. That's different.
Also, my friend's bathroom sounds like a website, like software as service.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Yeah. No, not like that kind of website, but it's like, do you have too many emails? Use my friend's bathroom.
Flush them.
Yeah. Clean up space on your
and fridges
smartphone.
For that matter. I also will not go into your fridge.
Oh, I'll fucking okay. There is a line that is indescribable.
I'm not touching your stuff except for water in the fridge.
No, that's not how it works at all.
And cheese if I've asked first.
There are friends that I am close enough to just absolutely pillage their refrigerators. And then there are people whose refrigerators I may as well not know that they exist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think for the first, maybe 3 months that Tim and I lived together, I don't think I touched the refrigerator other than to put stuff that I bought into it more than twice and, get stuff out to cook.
No. I had a roommate at the time, and I don't know if he brought stuff, it was community stuff. He would bring stuff home from his work a lot, and so if it ended up in the refrigerator, it was for anybody. And also, if I am at Alex's house, and I'm trying to think of something that we both like, and she doesn't like sweet tea, but let's say for the example's sake that she drank sweet tea a lot.
I don't drink
if
it a
I go
lot,
over
but
there,
I do like it. Just
if I go over there and there is 1 cup worth of sweet tea left in her refrigerator, I'm sorry, fuck you. You invited me. You knew what you were getting into. Go get some more sweet tea because this is mine now.
I'll die. That sweet tea will turn sour before I touch it.
So I'm thinking of the people whose houses I'm over at a lot and I am close with, and getting anything out of their fridge. First of all, almost never. But 2, I have to, 1, be invited to go to the fridge. I will then announce every movement that I'm doing. Like, okay, I'm going in the fridge. I'm just going to grab the beer that I brought over and we put in your fridge, and I will leave some for you. I'm only grabbing 1. And I like announce every movement. And then if I am going to go get like a second drink that probably I brought over and or it was already offered to me, I will announce again and ask if it is okay that I can get this thing out of the fridge.
So I think that we have the like perfect answer to this problem in that we have not only kitchen fridge, but garage fridge. And garage
fridge is different.
You can sneak to very easily. You can put stuff in, take stuff out. We'll never know. So you just go down to garage. Get your garage fridge stuff.
I wouldn't. That would be a breach of trust. 1, to enter your garage without being invited.
No.
Because like there are areas that I'm invited to.
It's a garage.
Cool.
It's a garage.
The weirdest vampire rules I've ever heard in my life, in that the entire being invited into the domicile apparently means nothing. You must be invited into every individual room and every appliance.
Yes.
And I think that's wild. Which now
Although
makes
she
me wonder
did try to wash our dishes the last time she was here. At every time I turned my back, she was like, "Okay, can I wash your dishes?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
no, go away. You're a guest."
That's being helpful.
What are the vampire rules now? Okay, so there's a vampire at the front door. Hey, come in, vampire. Vampire now hangs out.
Tim,
nope,
no,
too far. You've already taken
that
a
you
step
rescind
too
your
far.
invitation because God, they could be standing outside the front door right now.
Hang on.
No,
But
we can't. No, I'm not sticking with you.
This
You've
is
gone
our
too
lives.
far. There's, first of all, yes, you have to uninvite
it has to
the
be
vampire.
a specific vampire that you can't just say general vampire.
False.
And you're already saying general vampire right now, so you got to walk it back.
Second of
We're
all-
on
Oh my
Beetlejuice
God.
rules at
Oh
this
my
point.
God.
Does vampire have access to like toiletries?
No,
If you-
Tim, step back. We haven't even talked about the shoes yet.
What shoes?
Yeah, this is true.
You will get invited to home. That is the step 1. Step 2 is we're doing the shoes dance. Do we take shoes on or off in this home? We don't even get into main room, into first room.
Do you know what makes
Can I tell
me
you
crazy? By the way,
shoes off is weirder to me in
it's
somebody's
not.
house.
I prefer
Like
it.
I have to ask for permission to take shoes off. Whereas leaving shoes on is expected unless you are walking directly onto carpet. But if you're walking into like hardwood floors, shoes on doesn't matter. And then like if we sit down to watch TV, I gotta like sit there and wonder if it's okay to take my shoes off. Yeah.
Are they taking their shoes off?
Watching
And
TV with your shoes on is psycho behavior.
I'm not
I do
gonna
it all
ask.
the time.
I'm not gonna ask. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna look at you and be like, "Do you care if I take my shoes off?" Because that's fucking weird too. So I'm just gonna sit there and suffer.
I had to like, I don't know, like slice pain into my body to make myself the person who will walk into someone's home and say, "Is this a shoes on or off household?" I had to do it because the anxiety rips me to shreds. But
Why is it
makes
weird
me
to watch TV with shoes on? I'm sorry. I can't get past that. You go ahead. Go ahead, Jenna. We'll revisit this.
Okay. I was just gonna
I
say
just had
that
to put it out there.
it makes me insane to walk into somebody's home and like you don't see any shoes littered anywhere on the floor. Nothing. There's no shoes anywhere because it's all tidy, right? That's fine. But then they ask you to take your shoes off after you've already made it like into their kitchen, and you're like, "I'm here now. What do you want me to do?"
So why don't more people post signs in their homes?
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful.
Or just have the
Specifically
shoe
about
rack.
shoes?
You know what I did? I did just get that I think will deter people from coming into my house if they know anything. I got a replica of the save locations from Silent Hill, and I'm thinking I'm just going to put it by my front door.
Put it by the ring.
Yeah, and if somebody walks up and they see the save spots from Silent
And they
Hill
go,
2,
"Nope, that's a boss battle."
yeah, absolutely. That's what I would do. I would be like, I'm not I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there because this is an important enough moment that the game thinks I need to save. Something bad is going to happen here. I've been here too much. I'm not going to do this. But I do. I think you should have signs. If you're a non-shoes house, you should say. But Alex has told us. Like Alex makes it clear. Like there's no question. Alex has told you you're psycho if you watch TV with shoes on, and I don't understand that.
Well, what are you supposed to do? Sit on the couch while wearing shoes?
Yeah.
Literally, yes.
Then how are you supposed to pull your feet up underneath you to turn into like the small, like I'm watching TV couch gremlin?
You don't if you're wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Then
you
I'm
don't
if
do
you're
that
not
at other
wearing shoes.
people's
Yeah,
house.
I know. Yeah.
No.
That's the thing, is that if I'm at someone else's house, I'm going to be uncomfortable anyway, so may as well.
Yes.
Just
I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to sit
straight.
like a goddamn gremlin. I'm never going to use a chair the right way, no matter what you try to force me to do. Chairs were not meant to be used the way that people think.
You're making a lot of assumptions here.
Okay.
One, that I know I'm supposed to take shoes off. I'm not going to take my shoes off unless I'm expressly told to take my shoes off.
and sometimes
Which I
even not
will.
then.
That's not a problem. Yeah. But so then I'm going to sit down with my shoes on, right? And they're going to be like, hey, take your shoes off. I'll be like, okay. I'm not going to put my socky feet on the couch, right? At another person's home.
I would
Like-
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I won't do that. I won't do that.
I
Even if
need you
they're
gonna.
to know that I record 99% of these podcasts sitting cross-legged in my chair. My feet do not touch the ground under my chair.
Do you know what's on my feet right now?
A cat.
Shoes.
That's okay. So here's the thing. If you
Hang
do
on.
wear shoes into my home, I will not
Shoes.
stop you.
I don't know. I think you would stop me.
I wouldn't. I'd
She
just be like,
hasn't.
all right.
She has watched you walk in with shoes before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
one
not going
day-
to stop you.
One
but
day
in
she's
my
going to punch
head,
me in the face.
no, I would never. In my head, though, what I'm thinking is like, okay, I am going to have to wash these floors later to prevent like ringworm and avian flu from getting into my home. Because that's what I'm always thinking about. Because it's like, it's the same thing as like when you walk into a barn, if you've been to a barn that's infected with something. In my head, I'm always thinking like, don't go barn to barn with the same shoes just in case there's blah, blah, blah. And I think the same thing in my home. Listen, it's been a long road.
I feel like you have nicknamed some of my friends ringworm and avian flu, and you're afraid that if I go into the house, then my friends will just show up at the house too, and then before you know it, you'll just have a bunch of people at the house.
Why did you nickname your friends ringworm and avian flu?
I haven't. I feel like you did. I feel like
I
you
did?
saw, a couple of my friends one time, and you're like, that guy looks like avian flu, and that guy looks like ringworm.
Which one of your friends specifically have I named this?
Yeah, call them out and I'll tag them.
Okay.
When we
Yeah,
post this
ask
episode.
them.
Mikey is definitely ringworm, and I feel like Mark would be avian flu.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the way that I
That's
see it.
terrible.
All
And that's
right.
only because you haven't met Tito. Like, I don't know what you would name him. So
Influenza?
well, you've already got avian flu. Those are similar
those
nicknames.
are similar but different.
I can't wait to read book 2. I can't wait to read the whole series. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I'm really mad because I was talking to Tim about this too. Okay, so spoilers, Tim and I accidentally talked about this book a little bit. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I know.
I feel betrayed. I don't know who you guys
Yeah.
are anymore. How dare you?
Probably like chicken pox.
You can keep going.
With chickenpox is what you would name a third friend?
I think that's what I nicknamed myself just now when Jenna said I
Oh,
don't know who
okay.
you are anymore. And so
Your nickname, I think we established in late starters that your nickname is Wavehead.
What?
So this is a thing that Austin was trying to be a bully. And you know how Austin goes.
He tries.
He's 100% on or he's 100% off, and 90% of the time he's 100% off. And so he
60% of the time it works every
100% of the time. He was like, yeah, wave head towards my character, who canonically has blue hair that's wavy. And I'm like, that's just a description. But then he kept trying to make it work. And I'm like, again, that's just a description. Like, that's not an insult.
But it was so much fun for me that I'm like, that's just your new nickname now. That's what it's going to be.
All right.
Wavehead.
Wavehead. Anyways, I'm fucking livid that this main character is relatable to me. I hate that. I hate that so much.
This was the conversation. I was like, I sent the message that says, Jules is a lot like you. And then immediately was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe she's going to be fucking mad at me. Like, maybe I didn't mean for it to be mean, but maybe it is mean. And then Alex sends back in all caps, I fucking know and I hate it.
Oh, no.
It cracked me up. You know what I feel like Jules would know, though? And another reason that I feel like Jules and Alex are alike? Jules would know horse news.
Are you ready for horse news this week? It's not great. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
For a second. Okay.
I think that was just a pause. It was a dramatic pause. Yeah. So anyways,
okay.
The 5-star rider, Andrew McConnon, he's been provisionally suspended from the FEI because he was accused of horse abuse. So they've launched a full investigation, and starting January 9th, he's being suspended. And the allegations include, I quote, numerous horses over an extensive period of time. So,
have you seen, was there like a video like the last situation, or?
Not that's being released yet. But this only like literally happened yesterday. So I'm sure that like as things keep coming out, somebody will leak a video somewhere, probably on TikTok, honestly.
Do you think this stuff is a little more like maybe people are being a little more scrutinized because of the Charlotte Desjardins thing?
I feel like what's happening is kind of a twofold sort of thing where, because recording is so much more like happening so much more often nowadays, just because of the technology boom and people like recording their lessons and having the cameras, like the Pivo cameras that like record the whole thing and they review it later. There's just more footage.
Gotcha.
And then two, like there's just kind of pushes that are still happening for horse management and welfare and all that sort of stuff. Like there was just a new, like very controversial rule passed, I think by the Department of Agriculture. I don't have this pulled up. This wasn't my horse news, but I'm going to do my best to just quote it poorly to you now. But I think it was Department of Agriculture, where they can go to any horse show now and do full inspections. And it's supposed to be for the Tennessee walking horses to check for soring. But soaring shows, there's less than 50 of them in the US per year. So it's a very small division. That's like not a very popular style anymore. And there's not a lot of people still doing it. And of course, soaring, Tim, is when they pour literal like acid and stuff in the horse's feet, because they do that big lick movement where they have to go really high. So they'll injure their feet before they put the big block shoes on, so that every step they're pulling up higher because it's painful. So
okay.
A thing that's gone on and people know about it. It's horrific, all that jazz. But because there's so few shows, the Department of Agriculture expanded the definition of what soaring means. So now it's like any discomfort thing, and they're going to go to like dressage shows and hunter jumper shows and barrel racing and blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of people are concerned that they're going to get swept up under this law for something that is a common practice, because the rules are so gray in what they're doing, that they're afraid that a lot of professionals are going to get like banned and all this sort of stuff from there. So it's a little bit of a controversial thing happening right now until there's more clarification on what it is and what exactly they're going to do and all that kind of stuff.
Well, this ties in with this book really, really well, because when Pete, so he takes out, I guess, sort of a larger whip when Mickey is acting up. And he slaps Mickey across the chest twice and then makes him back up. And everybody's like, horse abuse. And when you read it or when you listen to it on audiobook, like that's sort of the first thought you get too. And then like after hearing the people describe it, that this is something that like an old cowboy thing, and maybe it doesn't really hurt the horse, it just sort of surprises the horse. And I'm like, I don't know if I feel good or bad about this. So I need somebody to tell me, I guess, give me a better idea of what was going on there.
Right. And this, to me, this kind of falls under one of those things where like, it depends. Because we are like reading in a book, we're not witnessing it in front of us. And the whip that he used, I think he said specifically it was a jockey whip, which is like he slapped his hand with it and is like, remember, it doesn't hurt kind of a thing, which is true. It's more of a sound sort of thing. That being said, if you use it too much, there are even horses that they can like see bruising under the skin and everything when that happens. So it depends. Now, backing the horse up, that is a common thing of when they get in your space, you force them to back up, and that gets them to understand they can't follow that close. And that kind of falls back under that whole horse communication thing, right? Like when you're the boss mare of the herd, you cock your leg, you cock your ear. If they don't back up, you kick and move them off of you. It's like, so it's a gray area for sure. I think it would really like witnessing it would make the difference, right? Like, was he also yanking on the bit? How many times did he hit him? How much did he back him up? Like, you know, there's a lot of factors that I think we didn't really get.
Sure. Is backing up a horse really that strenuous on a horse that they made it sound?
It can be. Like, it is like akin to weightlifting, right? Because walking backwards is hard, but it really depends. And like it depends on the horse, it depends on like what exactly you're doing, like what situation you're in, what's the footing, blah blah blah. But like it certainly can be
interesting.
Yeah.
So what I've taken away is that I didn't quite know how to feel about that event, and I still don't quite know how to feel about that event because I wasn't there.
I don't know if this is giving the author too much credit, but I feel like they wrote it in a way that was subjective enough that no matter how you kind of fell on the spectrum here, unless you're very staunchly one end or the other, it was meant to make you feel exactly like Jules did. Like, was that too much? I don't really know. And like, even like Jules in the book narratively was like, did it really happen that way? Was it really that bad? Did he really hit him that? Like, even then there was like questioning of it. And I feel like it was really written to like appeal to a wider, because like there's a rule in eventing. If you hit your horse more than 3 times, that's excessive whipping, and on the cross country course, you can get eliminated. So if they had said, oh, he hit him 3 times, they'd be like, oh, elimination, that's horse abuse. But they didn't ever specify that. So like, I feel like they wrote it in a way that was meant to like cause more confusion, even in the reader.
And sort of the surprising reaction, not only the horse, but also the bystanders and stuff. Like it's a good book. It's a good book.
It is.
I didn't think she would. It doesn't surprise me that she lost the farm. It surprises me that she lost the farm in book 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Like halfway through book 1.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not like a measure of how good or bad she was as like at running her barn. Like she was just starting and she was running into problems that anybody who's just starting anything runs into. And then it's all gone. And I was like, wow, this was a turn. This was a turn I was not expecting. Anywho, I could talk about this book for, I'm
so glad we're recording so I can start the next book tonight.
Oh my God.
Awesome. But you know what we have to do before you can start the book? We have to get Jenna to give us a horse quiz.
What? I have one question, though. Alex, did you watch Kings of Tupelo?
I did not.
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Fine, I'll give you a horse quiz. I'm not going to like it. Okay. Are you ready?
You know, we're just going to leave that up in like the ether. Just one day, Alex is going to show up with a Kings of Tupelo recap.
Oh my God, she's just going to like go into it.
Yeah.
Tupelo. All right. Are you super, super ready for horse number 1?
No.
Okay. Horse number 1 was a mare. Some claim to have psychic abilities and be able to perform intellectually demanding tasks such as arithmetic and spelling.
That's clever
Mr.
Hans, right?
Ed.
Get out.
Clever Hans. I'm still going to say Mr. Ed. That's my answer.
No.
Damn it.
What
if it was Smart Horse and it's the sequel to Smart House?
It's still played by Katie Siegel.
Yeah.
Or Kate Siegel.
I don't know. I'm willing to go with either.
One of them is Mike Flanagan's wife and in most of his productions. And the other one is not.
I just hope that
And I'm talking about the one that's not.
I think there's a seagull and a seagull, right? Isn't it pronounced different?
No.
No? Is it pronounced the same?
I just hope that either way that Lost Limey is affronted by the fact that I said, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. What's another clue?
This horse's owner, Claudia E. Fonda, trained her to operate a device that she used to spell out answers to more than 150,000 visitors.
At the same time?
No.
Miss Cleo.
That would be a great name for this horse. I wish it was.
Right?
Then I'd be like, who came first?
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. This horse was said to have predicted the outcome of boxing fights and political elections and was consulted by the police in criminal investigations.
Well, I know that they sometimes do the horse predicting the Super Bowl, but I don't think that's this one. I think those are just other horses. Isn't there a horse, Tim and Jenna, isn't there a horse in football that rides on the field and then sometimes they'll make him do Super Bowl predictions?
I've never seen this.
Don't know what you're talking about.
This is quite possible.
I feel like there's a horse that does this. I don't know. It's a white horse. I don't listen.
His name was Death.
No, not this time. He rides on the football field. There was a camera of him at a football event, and Scott was watching it, and I'm like, why are you watching this horse? And he said, it's the football horse, and the game is on, and they're doing shots of the horse. So I don't know.
It's the football horse.
Life is hard.
No, I have no idea. I think I'm going to have to go to Google on this one.
Okay.
No, naming the name.
Oh, yeah,
rhymes.
the naming, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. This is a 2-word name. And the first word would be the opposite gendered name for Lord.
Lady.
Okay, awesome. Fantastic. I love it. We're doing great. Oh my gosh. And then the second word is a synonym for marvel.
Lady Fabulous, Fabuloso, Lady,
Lady Prodigy, Lady Phenomenon.
Phenomenal is pretty good.
She's a phenomenon. Yeah.
She's
Yes.
the Lady Phenomenon.
Do, 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 do.
For marvelous, a synonym for marvelous.
Like marvel. Like
No,
if you
like
if you
ladies-
were to
ladies-
marvel at something.
Lady Spectacle.
Lady Aw.
Aw.
Lady Jupiter.
I thought you said Lady Do Better.
Lady Do Better. Lady Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's it. That's a good
Get
one.
it, Alex.
Damn, who knew?
Me.
Jenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did knew.
Well, it would be worse if you didn't know.
That would be worse. You are right. Yeah. Yep. Are you guys ready for horse number 2?
Yes.
Horse number 2 was a thoroughbred 4-mile race mare that defeated Boston and set a record for, whoa, where's the number? I think it was 7 minutes, 32 and a half seconds. I think. Let me go look. Hold on. I just copied it to my notes. Massachusetts. That's great. For that distance before the American Civil War.
How is it impressive to beat a city? City don't go nowhere.
Well,
hey, never mind.
City just sitting there, and you're running, and you're like, I'm faster than you, City.
I know we've even had that horse on the quiz before, because it's right there on my list. So there's no reason for you to be making this joke.
Boston?
Yeah.
Oh.
If it helps, I have no recollection of that quiz.
And there's no reason for me to make any of the jokes that I do. So.
Okay, just as an aside, I no longer have any expectations for you guys to remember any of the horses and or vampires from any of these quizzes, because you have proven to me that you will not.
I will not. I will never.
You will not, because it was the best thing in the world when I heard the name of a certain vampire being the subject of an escape room that we were all doing together and got all excited and turned to you guys, and you guys were like,
oh, yeah.
What? And I'm like, no, I'm so excited.
Okay. So this is the horse that beat Boston.
Mm-hmm. The horse that beat Boston in 7 minutes.
Nope, no clue. The Lakers?
No.
The Coltics.
Coltics.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Writes that one down for episode title. Nope, don't know it.
Okay. Until her meeting with Peytona, this horse had started 24 times and won 23 races, 14 of which were 4-mile heats, 6 of 3-mile heats, and 3 of 2-mile heats for earnings of $35,600. And this was back in the 1800s. So that's a lot of money.
Secretariat.
Fuck, that's really good too.
Marion County.
Marion County,
yeah,
Florida.
Yep. She was downed by a sudden storm.
She was downed in a storm.
What if it's Ambition? Is the horse's name Ambition?
No.
Oh, that would be. This is just. I've left the quiz now, and I'm just thinking of the future where I was like, oh man, what if all of the horse names had the title of the book in them? And then I was like, that would be so frustrating for Jenna, but it would be fun for us.
Ambition.
It'd probably be...
Wait, no. And Ambition. And then
it'd
third
probably
one,
be easy with
Ambition.
Pride. There's probably a bunch of horse names with pride in it.
Oh, so many.
Absolutely.
Like Pride and Sensibilities.
There's the Thoroughbred series, I believe, like the Palomino racer, which again it was a fantasy back in the day, but I believe that Pride is in that horse's lineage, and like her foals and stuff all had like Wonder's Pride, and like if I remember that series correctly. This is where I tell you about a book series we haven't read on Horse Girls that is about horses and what I remember from 25 years ago. Yeah, I have no idea.
We're gonna have to do name association.
Yeah, I feel like I've come up with some really good options, some good puns, but yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Give me just a second.
What about Pride and Punishment, but pun is capitalized?
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
It would just be basically like title case. So like, I don't think the pun would be super obvious, but I do like that.
I'm all about subtle puns.
No, keep vamping.
And Puddle Sons.
I thought you were going to say puddles for subtle puns. Just make it one word, but it was already a different word, but it's spelled P-U-T-L-E-S.
Puddles.
Puddles.
These are my little puddles. I keep them in a bouquet in my human hands. There are too many
bouquet
pumpkins
of
for me.
puns, and I couldn't afford them all.
Well, I only have so many hands. Where do I hold all these pumpkins?
There is, Tim, I must tell you, I am in another group chat where I say shit like this all the time. And the fact that there is no Tim there to be like, do you understand how stupid and ridiculous the thing you just said is? Throws me.
All right, I got it. I want you to know that this is where my brain is at, that it took me this long to figure out what I was going to say to get you guys to word associate with this. There's a whole week for this in Paris.
Fashion week.
Yeah. Well, Tim, because you didn't say fashion week, I'm giving it to you.
I understand now. Do not answer the question.
No, he just said fashion. It's just fashion.
Did fashion get old?
Huh?
Did fashion get old?
Fashion, let's see. Fashion was 23. So not super old, but not not young.
In that age. I feel like back then that's pretty old.
Yeah.
It's pretty old fashioned.
Fuck you. I'm putting extra
You
like
have to capitalize
ice
each
sounds
word.
into my track while I speak, just so that you have a really hard time with this.
Old fashioned, but the PUN is capitalized.
Yeah, and there's an E on old.
E old.
Ye old fashioned.
Punchant.
Okay, are you guys ready?
What if it was like,
Oh no,
there's a word that has like BOM.
Bomb?
Yeah, maybe, or anything else. It could be anything else. But you like darken the P in the B, and then the U in the O, and the N in the M, right?
Okay,
So it could be like
I'm with you.
Pun in a bomb. Is that anything? You know what? I'll workshop it. I'll workshop it.
Yeah, you do that. Do that.
Pun in the oven.
No. Quick, what are some good punny baby
pregnant
names?
with pun.
Pregnant with puns.
I will have the steamed puns, please.
Well, that's not in the oven.
Well, I'm trying to get somewhere with puns, and it's not like they're all just dramatic leaps. None of them really make sense.
I want punny
Except
baby names.
Funny baby names. Okay. I'll work on that.
Thanks.
I don't have any right now.
Nope.
Yeah.
You guys ready for horse number 3?
Yes.
I hope so.
All right. Horse number 3 was a former plow horse of mixed breed ancestry, possibly a cross of a grade horse with a U.S. Army remount stallion.
Snowman.
Morals.
Oh my God, Alex.
No way.
Like, I had to sit there and register that that's what you said.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen this happen before.
Early days. I got a few.
Yeah. But those were horses that people had heard of before. That we're so deep into this now that I just didn't think it was possible to get any of them anymore.
This is a horse that people have heard of before.
Well,
this
you know
is
what I mean.
Very,
You know what I mean.
very famous horse.
I thought we had used all the famous horses. So I just didn't think
Every
it was
week,
doable.
Jenna proves we haven't used the famous horses. We just don't know the famous horses.
I'm still thinking of puns.
For horses?
No, for the word pun.
Pungent.
Yeah, if it's like really
Punctuation.
smelly.
Okay, well, I think of that. Why don't you tell me who the metal horses in the barn are?
Ooh.
I would love to do such a thing. And I will start with Moose Jaw McGraw, Big Thick Martingale, and Beta Ray Filly, which are our metal horses in the barn. And we keep them there because board is paid for by the business something gainfully employed. You get it. Ha lava spaghettios from Nate. Iron Meriden from Philip D. Keating, who is Stevie Lake's boyfriend. I don't know if you know that, but I'm telling you now. Dale Donuts III from Anonymous Steve, who I have never doxed. Not once. He'll tell you himself in his tiny, tiny shorts. Dime Bag from Matt Elman, who got a metal name this week for reasons I'm unclear of. Marital Combat from Metastrophe, who gets a metal name every week, but I don't normally fuck it up, but I did this time. Congratulations. Glue Factory from Bean, who normally gets Bean, but I just feel like sometimes he needs a change, you know? Like, variety is the spice of life. Whatever. Pony Hawk from Olivia, who has sent us amazing pictures, and I hope every day to ride that high one more time. The second L from Lost Imy, who is my mortal enemy, and who was very disappointed in me this week, which brought me great joy to my cold, dead heart. And Ronnie from Scott.
Kristen Scott Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
That was what brought him pain.
Don't know who that is.
I mean, you literally... Okay.
I don't know who that is.
You know, she's so good at attacking him that I can't tell when it's where the goof ends and where the attacks begin.
I don't know that the goof ends.
The goof is the attack. Outro.
Why did you say it like that? Outro. Outro. The leaf on the wind.
Oh,
No, too
it
soon.
will always be too soon.
Too soon.
I'm sorry. Let's see. If I can find where I keep that outro, I surely will read it to you. And this brings our podcast to an end, similarly to the way that one day Jenna will end us because we keep making her rhyme names on the horse quiz and she hates it so much. Thank you for listening to Horse Girls. If you want to know when new episodes are posted or share your observations of this positively academic podcast, follow us on Facebook at Horse Girls Podcast, Twitter and Instagram at Horse Girls Cast. And if you want to buy some radical shirts and things, visit duckduckjenna.com, America's most beloved search engine to search for one thing, and that is Horse Girls merch. Want to take our relationship to the next level? You want to get one of those metal horses in the barn? You know you do. Go to horsegirls.club or patreon.com/horsegirls, where we have a veritable plethora of things to offer you, like content, but most importantly, horses in the barn. Oh, you can also go to singlethoughtconnection.com, THOT. That's my more favorite Earl. If you want to find us on other podcasts, you can. If you like TTRPGs, check out Dungeons and Drakenbeams, Late Starters, and Dragon Knight Adventure Friends. Knight with an N, not a K. If you put a K there, I'm not going to be as mad as a second L. That's fine by me, but you're not going to find what you're looking for. If you like Animorphs, check out Animorphs Anonymous. Surprise! We also do Surprise Deck Book Club. If you are beat twitched by Jenna, check out Jenna's Twitch at twitch.tv/JennaChill with one singular L. And if you put the second L there in a manner that Lost Imy has, I will give you the same treatment that he has gotten. And I know what you're thinking. Haha, that's fun. This is a cool, funny podcast bit. But no, it has gone into real life now, and he is genuinely disappointed in me. And that's the sort of thing you can come to expect from our future together. So just keep the second L in Google where it belongs and not in twitch.tv/JennaChill. If you, like me, can't get enough of Tim and his beautiful Appalachian voice, he's voice acted on such podcasts as The Way We Haunt Now. And if you think our episode art is hella cute, it is. It was created by Casey D, who writes and illustrates a webcomic called Beside You, which you can read for free at besideyoucomic.com. May the nuts ever stick to your roof.